Yeah, I'm just really happy about the win. I'm excited the way we played defense tonight. This was a really good showing after obviously two tough losses in a row to bounce back tonight against a good team that has everybody back from the team that won their league last year that will most likely represent their conference in the tournament. So, we did a great job defensively and offensively. I thought, 24 baskets we scored and 21 of them were assisted. I thought Derek Fountain played spectacular tonight. I'm so happy for him and proud of him. He leads us in rebounding. He's perfect from the field. Did a great job. All the little things that don't show up. He had 3 assists, but he screens. He blocks out. He's tough. He stunts. He did a lot of really good things for us today that were a key. I thought DJ Jeffries really got off to a great start offensively, and it took good shots. I mean, he had 3 threes in the first half, one of them from Derek. I was really happy to see him play through contact and finish on that one late in the first half. Iverson was very efficient. He scored 18 points on 6 shots. And it was just good all-around team performance today. I thought that Cam Carter gave us really good minutes again. We're putting him back in the lineup more for defensive reasons and just energy and enthusiasm and toughness. He gives us a lift too, and he plays extremely hard. I can't hear anybody, so I don't know.
I'll start, Coach. You mentioned Cam Carter. Obviously, he came into the game tonight before Rocket did. And you still trying to ease Rocket's minutes, or was that just to get Cam more playing time?
You know what, Rocket, like I said after the last game, is still get himself back in healthy wise, and we're our identity is going to be defense first, and so we're going to substitute based on who's really going to bring us the best defense.
What about Cam? Any update on Cam Matthews?
Just that it's day to day, but I would say that he'll probably we'll know more by Thursday.
Stephon, go ahead.
Ben, it looked like they're late in the first half. You kind of had a discussion with DJ Jeffries going into the break. I think you were telling him kind of slow down a little bit on the break. I know you like when he pushes the pace and his dribbling. I guess what was that conversation there, and how would you assess maybe how he was?
I don't think that was the conversation. The conversation was that he picked up his man way too far out away from the basket, number 12, and he drove around him and got his only basket in the first half. That we're up 19 and he's all hyped up, but you don't want to guard a guy who's a driver. That's what he does. He's been in the line 597 times in his career going into tonight's game, which is way more than anybody we have, and guard him at 30 feet because he's going to drive. That's what he wants to do anyway. So that's what that was in reference to.
Parrish, go ahead.
Hey, Ben, you've obviously counted on some transfers to rebuild this roster this season. When you bring in guys that many at one time, what is the period of acclimation like, even for these guys who have played Division I basketball before, just getting in touch with new surroundings? What's that been like?
You know what? It varies. Like Garrison came in with 4 years of experience under his belt, so he's acclimated real easily. Where others that are younger are coming in, and it can be different. So it's a that question is not an easy question to just say it's this way everywhere. And by the way, Parrish, that's going to be the new normal now, with this new rule that you can transfer so easily, which I hate because I think it's bad for kids. I think it's bad. You're going to see a lot of kids playing in 3 and 4 different universities during their career, and the focus number one of going to college more than anything is to get a great education, and I hope we can get back to that at some point. But I think our guys are doing a good job. Like, for example, Shaq played 16 minutes a game last year, and he played well for us tonight. Did some really good things for us in terms of rebounding, made some big shots, was very solid with his assist to turnover. And again, we had 21 assists, 13 turnovers, outboarded him by 17, shot, 86% from the foul line. I heard one of you talking to Iverson about that. Today, as a team, we made 91 out of 100. And I gave JD credit in the locker room after, because every time we make one of those, they're clapping twice. And he made sure everybody was going to clap. And there was great focus. And what we did in practice carried over to the game. Shot 86.7 or whatever it was.
When you have transfers that are adjusting and you don't have a key piece like Tolu for many of these games, does that affect the development of chemistry overall?
I just think these young guys that are getting more minutes, it really helps our depth. So I only got to look at it as a silver lining positive. Of course, we'd love to have Tolu out there right now, and it's frustrating for him to have gone through 2.5 months and then come back and then have another injury. But we're being very patient and careful with that so that we don't rush him back like we did the first time. And so other guys are getting more minutes, and I think it's going to, in the long haul, make us better.
Andy, go ahead and hop in there.
Hey, Ben, you talked yesterday about Iverson not forcing things. Would you say that 6 shots and 18 points is exactly what you'd want for him last night?
Yeah, I'd like him to take more shots, but just, make the right read. I thought he made good reads tonight and took very good shots. He's a very smart kid, smart player. It's just the turnovers second in the conference, right now of every player in the SEC. He's doing a good job with that. And, we want him to continue to be aggressive to score, when it presents itself. And I just thought that we, did a much better job of being patient offensively. And, the score indicates that when you look at the final tally.
I'm curious, with some of the injuries in the front court and with, I guess, the way that your backcourt is playing, would you ever consider running a 3-guard set, or is that just not really your style?
Well, it just depends on who you're matching up with defensively. Like tonight, we probably could have. But really, DJ Jeffries is a guard. I mean, that's what he's playing. Same thing with Garcia. Where we're shorthanded right now is up front. And, Derek Fountain stepped up big time and took advantage. And he really looked comfortable. I was so happy. So I'm really pleased with what he brought to the table tonight. God has a plan.
John Sokoloff, go ahead.
And considering how the Minnesota game and the Colorado State game went, and it was so close, and just a couple tough losses for your team, but to see your guys play so well and so sound on both sides of the ball tonight, how much did you guys need this?
Well, I'm going to do, because I watched you with me on your tube the other night and I wasn't looking into the camera. So now I'm going to look into the camera, John, so that it actually looks appropriate. But yeah, I was really excited about tonight's game and win, and we really needed this. 2 tough losses over, by very good teams. And Minnesota's very good. Obviously, Colorado State's now in the top 25. It's heart, wrenching to be in a game where you're tied with a minute to go and lose at home, and then to have an 8-point lead with 6 minutes to go and let it slip away and not finish the deal. But we got to learn from those experiences. We watched the entire game from Saturday against Colorado State, and I think it helped us improve today because these kids really care. And we have a great group of young men that are really together, and I'm really, really proud of the effort tonight.
Well, Ben, you can see yourself in about, 50 minutes on WCBI. How about that?
I'll just make sure I'm looking in the camera whenever you ask a question.
There we go. Thanks.
We'll go to Tanner next. Tanner, go ahead.
Coach, tonight, obviously Isaac Stansbury's birthday. He gets in and gets a bucket today. What was the reaction from you, the head coach, when he got that?
I was so happy, and like Andy Garcia had a shot. He knew it was Isaac's turn and birthday, and for that thing to go in, I was so excited. I said it on the radio with Coach Williams and Neil. Is that the Stansbury name is synonymous with Mississippi State basketball. Rick was here for 22 years, I believe, total, 23 maybe. And, this is where Isaac grew up. So I was so pleased for Isaac and for our fans. You could see everybody was excited. And he's a great kid, a great influence on these players. And it was a great way to spend the happy birthday at the end of the day for him.